Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Pattsun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/divorce, where OP finally snapped. Let's begin. My brother is getting a divorce and he has 2 kids. Any advice? Posted by Reddit user Brother Divorce.
Sorry in advance, I think this story is gonna go all over the place because it's a mess. Okay, well, I'm probably doing all I can, but I figured making a thread here might be useful because as the person not getting divorced, I can see things a bit more clear-headed and hoping to gather some sound advice. Honestly, I could write a novel on the past 5 years or so, but this is where it stands now. My brother has 2 kids aged 5 and 1 with a batshit crazy. His spouse has borderline personality disorder that got really out of control. Does drugs, neglects the kids, has previously attempted suicide. Constantly checks in and out of behavioral hospitals. Yes, she has mental issues clearly, but I don't regret saying she is generally an all-around trashy individual. Emotional, prone to violence, and also lazy. Just posts bullshit on Facebook all day. For the safety of the kids, my brother has been living with us for 2 weeks. He Baltimore Colts that shit one night, no joke. Showed up at night. He stated he has to grab the kids, get a divorce because he can't keep living his life this way. Understandable. He has not been great with his finances the past 3 years. Basically, he was trying to defeat the cycle of minimum wage poverty by getting a tech degree, but unfortunately, he failed. Between juggling the kids, school, a job, and his emotionally abusive spouse, he couldn't have the focus he needed to do well in school. He failed out. He has $119K in student loans, $13K in car debt, $2.5K on the lawyer he just got, another installment loan for $3K for emergency money to pay previous rent, and another $3K on a credit card. This is how I'm helping. I'm giving him a stable environment to get his life together. No rent, but he has to pay his own bills and provide foods and basics for the kids. He got food stamps and is working on getting cash assistance from social services. Unfortunately, it is hard on us too. All this stuff happened really fast, and I'm not exactly sure if there are legal implications involved of my brother basically not letting his wife see the kids. The kids aren't exactly mentally stable either. They've either been traumatized at worst or just behaviorally maladjusted at best. And the only job my brother could get is at night, so we're watching the 2 kids during the day even though I work from home. I have a son of my own too. My spouse doesn't help too much, which is understandable. Not her circus, and I'm hoping that this drama won't start affecting my own marriage. But to be honest, I think it's gonna take my brother 2 to 3 years to get his life together. At least 1 year to get through the divorce and another year to pay down debts and start getting some money saved up. There is no negotiating with my brother's sister-in-law. We've sort of this fear that if he ends up in a joint custody situation or something, then these kids are gonna keep struggling and dealing with emotional and potentially physical abuse. My brother obviously wants an absolute divorce with full custody and has retained a lawyer. They're just getting started. She doesn't have a lawyer, but the rest of her family is urging her to fight him like hell and get the kids too. So yeah, a mess. My sister-in-law's family is also involved in a circus of drugs, in and out of jail, mental problems, etc. This ain't about the kids for them, just ego. I feel bad for them more than anything else. So what sort of things can we be documenting? My brother has been screen capturing crazy texts and Facebook posts and evidence of mentally unstableness. But beyond that, does he have a shot to get full custody? I am gonna guess this divorce is gonna be really ugly, really messy, really dramatic, and won't be smooth sailing.
OP, I highly suggest documenting everything. The drugs, the craziness, the abuse, etc. Preferably with pictures and videos. Then any and all communication between the 2 of them should go through a lawyer. I really wish your brother luck, and I have no doubt that he will get through this. As for his kids, they're gonna need a lot of therapy. I'm so sorry about that, OP. And now for today's second story. I finally hate her. Posted by Reddit user Forward Injury.
Me and my wife have been separated for 7 months, and I filed for divorce earlier this month. She was mentally abusive, physically aggressive during fights, has had manic episodes, and struggles with BPD. She would consistently embarrass me and herself in front of my family and friends, but act completely normal in front of her people. Last summer, she started an affair with her new boss, and I did everything I could to keep it from happening. We spent months trying to work through our issues, but she had already checked out of our relationship. She would stonewall me, disappear for days or weeks, and got mad at me when I took our wedding picture down out of our room when she moved to the other bedroom. I begged and pleaded with her to stop the affair and stop treating me like shit, but she didn't care anymore. We had a full-blown war after Thanksgiving when I had finally had enough of her lies. The day I was putting up our Christmas decorations, she was at her girlfriend's house. She told me she was at her mom's. She lied to me all day about where she was. By bedtime, she still wasn't home, so I locked my bedroom door and went to sleep. Before midnight, she tried breaking into my room and we got into a huge fight. I told her I wanted a divorce and she needed to leave my room. This only escalated things. The shouting match, unfortunately, became a physical altercation after asking her multiple times to leave my space. I snapped, I saw red, and after years of abuse, I snapped. The next day I was taken to jail on domestic battery charges. Fast forward 6 months, I have a black mark on my record for defending myself in my own room from an angry narcissist. As soon as the outcome was finalized, I walked across the hall and filed for divorce. Today I made the mistake of checking up on her Facebook to see if she is okay and happy. She had recently posted a meme saying, "One day, your abuser will die." This absolutely crushed and infuriated me. How the fuck am I the abuser? I worked full-time to support us. I put most of the down payment on our house when we bought it. I was patient and kind to her, and she did nothing but complain. She has physically assaulted me dozens of times over the years, and even left me at Disney once and went home because she had a meltdown. I hate her so much. I hate what she's done to us. I hate this situation. I hate that I hate her. For some reason, I still haven't been able to let her go. It wasn't all bad with us and I miss her all of the time. I hate that this is the path that our love ended up taking. We used to be the kind of couple that others looked up to. I guess I was wrong all along. I guess the countless hours of laughing together and the adventures we had wasn't real. I guess the years of memories, growth, challenges, and successes were for absolutely nothing. I hope she gets the kind of karma she deserves.
She unfortunately got you to snap, and as a man, that will always be held against you, even if you are just defending yourself. That is the unfortunate reality we are living in. The best thing to do right now is to never talk to her face to face. Shift everything to emails and text messages and get the divorce done as soon as you possibly can. Go no contact after. Focus on healing, OP. Resentment and hate are like taking poison, just waiting for the other person to die. You're only hurting yourself. And now for today's final story. The last straw. I'm now certain I should move to divorce and limit damage. Also feel like an absolute fool as I've been putting up with things I shouldn't have for so long. Posted by Reddit user, I tried my best.
Long story short, I've been married for 8 years, in the relationship for 14. I am the primary breadwinner and always have been, although this was never our plan. I pay for absolutely everything, and my wife has had a job and an income for exactly 1 out of 8 years of marriage, and 1 year out of 14 we have been together. Aside from 1 year we lived in a house owned by her family. I've always paid the rent and mortgage and all the bills. I've paid for her to travel, for unpaid internships in other countries, supported her ideas, and a whole lot of nonsense. Wife lost her job after 1 year, and I'm now funding her endeavors to get a job in another country. Why another country is too much to address here. I disagree and think it's insane, but agreed because there was some appeal to it. Because I pay for everything and always have. She kept literally every cent she made at her one and only job since I've known her. I've paid for everything concerning her travel, flights, trains, airbands, insurance, hotels, new luggage, and clothes. Her money she was able to save up because I pay for everything is just there for her to do God knows what with. I suggested investing it, but no, she doesn't like that idea. She also insisted on getting 3 cats 8 years ago and I care for them. I never wanted cats and argued against it, but I do love them because, hey, it's not the cat's fault, right? Not only do I pay for them, but I clean up after them, feed them, care for them. While she was abroad today looking for a job, all 3 cats started not being able to breathe due to some bacterial infection. They seemed like they were dying. I was panicked. I rushed them to the vet, and when it came time to pay, I realized I gave my wife the one credit card and debit card I was going to use, and my other one was low because of paying for her flight and air. So I used wife's Wise account. It has about 50 Kelvin because, again, she didn't need it. And when I told her about the cats, 2 of 3 almost died and 1 is still in the ICU. All she cared about was a couple of $100 on her card. I mean, I haven't kept records so well, but to say I've spent hundreds of thousands on her nonsensical travel and ideas over the years is an understatement. We argued a little, told her I'd replace the money, not that I should have to, and she didn't give a shit about the cats she had to have. Here's the shocker, she called the police and told them I stole from her. I'm sorry, I hate all caps, but I'm still in shock. Even if she is a total money-hungry psycho, it's just idiotic. I'm not going to do it, but I could render her penniless but for whatever cash she has on her person from my laptop. And they are her cats too. It was an emergency, and the reason I didn't pay with my normal cards is because, get this, I had given them to her. It's just unbelievable. So that's it. Tomorrow I'm calling divorce lawyers. Thoughts, questions, and snide remarked are all welcome. Edit. When I say I could render her penniless from my laptop, that is true, but 1, I'd never do it, and 2, the only reason for that is because I cannot be bothered to learn how to log into and use the accounts I've set up for her. I also put money for independent use into a joint account. I add this because I did call my lawyer and he said she might try to go for economic abuse or something to this effect. And honestly, I feel like if anyone has been economically abused, it's me. I don't know, it's FBAR.
There is a point that you will realize that you're just done because it's gone far enough and you can't take it anymore. The good news is, you will get through it, and once you do, you'll be surprised at how much you're better off without a parasite attached to you. Good luck, OP. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.